So you have a sketch and now it's ready to do some line art. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai and today we are back in Krita once again taking a look at line art and the basics. I'll drop the opacity down of our sketch and you see my sketch is blue. The reason my sketch is blue is because it's much more difficult to see the sketch if your sketch is black. Because the line art is usually typically going to be black. So we'll go ahead, I'll drop that opacity down to around 17%. I'll go to the new layer and I will select black. Now I want to go ahead and talk about brushes for a really quick second. Now, there's so many different types of line art styles, like I said. I have a brush in here called Kai's brush. I use this for line art and sketching. I love this brush so much. I use it for everything. But that's just me. You don't have to do that. This brush is pretty much just a basic brush. The brush tip, you can see those settings right there. The blending mode had none of that. No opacity, no flow. The size is a big thing here. So now we have this. I have this all the way down to low because I like the sharp edges. Those really sharp edges. But if I wanted this to be a bit more rounded on the edge, you know, we can do something like that. You can see the difference right there. The great thing about line art is that you can do it without worrying about ruining the art underneath because it's already done. You already did the sketch. So let me go ahead and just do a couple of these lines here, and I like connecting them. The problem with line art is that sometimes it'll take a while, especially if you want to get it perfect, like I'm trying to do right now. Because we'll have to connect a bunch of lines together and make it look like it's one seamless line, especially for like a head or something that's all continuous. So just go ahead and Control Z the lines that I keep messing up, which is fine. We'll erase some of those edges so I can round them or rotate them to a different angle. But yeah, so something like this, really steady. You can, of course, you can try and I see a lot of people do something like this. Let me hide that. I see a lot of people try and do this line longer, you know. Maybe they'll do something like that, which I mean, you could do, obviously. Just erase this piece right here, and then we'll continue, you know, all the way around. Something like that. And then we'll just erase this piece because we don't need it. You know, I've seen this too because these lines will be smoother. As you can see, they're it's a lot more smooth than that. But I do like this little bit of texture that I have here in my line art. That's just me, though. I like these variations that I have here. So this is the way that I like to do it. But like I said, there's so many different ways. If you were to do that secondary line art style right here, I recommend doing each big line on a different layer. The reason I say this is because if I'm down here and I have this line right here on her cheek, you know, and then I want to do this line right here, nope, right here, right. See, this one takes a lot longer though to get it right. That's good enough. If I have that, you can see if when I erase this line, it's also erasing the other line too. I want to be able to preserve this line without having to go, ooh, I'm so close to that one. Let me panic and make sure I'm right there. And there we go. All right. So instead of having to do that, which I mean, you can do totally fine. Instead of doing that, you can also just, let me get rid of that. You can also just go ahead, do that one line, create a new layer, do this line, and not have to worry about going over top of the other ones. If I can get that line properly. What's wrong with me today? My tablet has messing up on me. All right, there we go. All right, so now we can just erase this line, not worry about messing that one up, and we can go to the first layer, erase this line, not worrying about messing the other one up, and we can just try and connect them like that. And I can just fill that piece back in, and you can see that that's much easier. Now let's say I was going ahead, I was pressing too hard right then, and then I come all the way down, you know, like that. Either one, you can just redo the line, or you can just erase the pieces you don't need. Just erase the pieces you don't need. Get rid of all that stuff, all that chunkiness. Fade that line out even more. Like that, maybe. Get rid of all that, we don't need it. And then we can just go ahead and fill it in. Just the line art is pretty much a sketch, but just for an individual line. So now we're just sketching an individual line, which is much easier than just trying to do it over and I mean, you can, like I said, you could totally do that. Let me do that. Let me see if I can do this for the nose here. I don't really like doing it this way, which is why it takes me a few more tries than most people, most likely. But there we go. So that's something like that. It's a bit easier. Something like that. And for the nostril, the same thing. Just a little bit of sketchiness in there. And all the way across. Yep. And then really thin line right there. See, I'm very picky. I could have kept a lot of those, but I'll keep that one. And then the nostril over here. Nope, 5 on my numpad, 5 on my keyboard to go back to regular rotation. Just not rotated all weird like that. Yeah, there we go. So that looks good, and then I'll continue the rest of this. I think we'll do the rest of this off camera, and then I'll come back with a couple more line art tips here. Actually, let me do this one on camera. See, you see we can go all the way across for this line right here. And this is another cool little thing you can do with line art. We can go all the way across, just this way, like this, right? We can go all the way across with that line, connect it all up, or I see this a lot of time in animes. We'll go ahead and we'll just disconnect that line entirely. And your mind will be like, oh, well, the line's supposed to go all the way across, but it doesn't, but you still know that it's a mouth, you know? So maybe not that much on this side. That's a little much. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's better. And you can see, well, it doesn't go all the way across, but you can tell that it's supposed to. So you can even do like a little line in the middle right there. I don't really necessarily like this all the time, though. I do like it to be a bit thinner in the middle, though. Alright guys, so I've pretty much finished the line art here for Kate, and I'm going to go ahead and just do this earring real quick. We can just go ahead and do a solid circle. Instead of trying to get this line all the way around, because that's annoying, we'll just go ahead and do a solid circle, right? And then we'll just erase the middle. That's what we'll do. We'll just make it the same amount of thickness, approximately, about there, and that looks great. So, I pretty much did the line art here, and a couple of things that I want to say before this video is over. You see we have that sketch right underneath. Let me go ahead and sketch, and then we do the line art just like that. So, pretty much the same thing. We'll go ahead and instead of maybe you want to go, oh, well, I don't want black line art. I want purple line art, or I want brown line art, or whatever I want. You can go ahead and you can either go ahead and go up to adjust, HSV adjustment, and we can just lighten it a little bit. Or we can go hit colorize, and then we'll just lighten it a little bit, saturate it, and you have the red, you have where's the purple at? And a little bit of purple. You could do that, but an easier, well, not an easier, but if you want more customization, you can go ahead and right-click our layer here in Krita, go to Group, Quick Clipping Group, and then we can go ahead and pick a color that we want. So I'll just choose like a purple, desaturate a little bit, and then we can just color. We can just color over top of our lines, which is the coolest thing ever. So instead of doing that, we can actually go ahead and just drag our brush size up and just color all of that right there. And now you can see our line art's purple. Great thing about this is instead of it being all the same color, like if we were to go the adjustment up there, we can actually change the color of some specific things. So maybe you want her eyebrows to still be black, or maybe a darker gray. Yeah, we can do that because we can color just those. You know, we can color just the eyebrows, just the different color, and we can stop it right there. Right? How cool is that? And same thing for the mouth. Maybe you want her mouth to be black as well, and the nostrils. You know, maybe, I don't know what you want. You want that too. Maybe you want the earring. Maybe the earring's colored blue, so you want the earring to be a darker blue color, like that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe the eyes, the pupils, to be black as well, of course, because the pupils got to be black, right? Something like that. Yeah, super sweet. So now we have a lot of customization for what we can do, which is great. And maybe actually this should all be black too, really, because this is the eyelashes. So yeah, you can have so much customization, all different colors, you know, whatever you want to do. So it's really great. It's really easy to do. Just quick clipping group, and you can just hit erase. Well, not erase, but we can grab that purple back and then just color the purple over top of that. If you mess up one of those lines, not too big of a deal. Something like that. And of course, we'll do the other eyelashes as well. But yeah, so that is a super easy way to do some cool stuff with line art. I hope you guys learned something new today. We'll be doing color very shortly as the third part in the beginner's guide too. But yeah, I'll see you guys. You don't want to miss that one in the next tutorial. Not next tutorial, but sometime soon. You don't want to miss that one, so hit subscribe if you want to see it. I'll go ahead and we'll do that one sometime soon. Say goodbye to Cake for now. We'll see you guys in the next tutorial. But until then, bye-bye.